morning, good afternoon, good evening, traders from across the globe, and welcome to the 1503rd edition of Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar Carboni. Good evening, traders. This 1503rd installment of these nightly educational videos is coming to you on August, well, let me just say, it's coming to you on a Wednesday night in August 11th for trading on Thursday. As you know, futures trading is extremely risky, causes substantial financial loss, is not suitable for all traders. Volatility has been insane. You need to know that you can lose your money, and you need to know that a stop is your best friend in this industry, because when you freeze, when that market's going against you, the only thing that'll get you out without thinking is your best friend. That's called a stop. Put that stop in and put it in first. If you don't know anything about stops, if you don't know how to act during the day when these markets whip around, don't trade alone. Come on down. Don't trade alone. Come down to livewithoscar.com. Memberships are free. I'm at the helm running the chat room 24 hours a day. Come on down and join us. It's free. I'll see you there. So what's on the board? A couple of interesting things. First of all, very, very short-term bearish signal for the emini S&P. emini, maybe NASDAQ, but for now we like the short side of the emini, at least to start the day off for trading on the 11th. I am not bearish the market. In fact, yes, short-term we have a bearish signal, but I'm going to do something that we haven't had on the board for quite some time. You see what this says behind me? Don't fall in love with the downside, traders, the downside. And I'll tell you right now, don't fall in love with it. We might come off a little bit, but this market is not geared for the downside yet. A pullback, you know, that's par for the course after you've made all-time contract highs. But the downside, don't really see that coming right now on the chart. So keep your eyes peeled for when the market finally turns. We're going to start the day off selling rallies. We'll see where that goes. The hunt is back on in crude oil, baby. Yeah. The hunt is on. Where's my pointer? Where's my pointer? The hunt is on in crude oil. I got a pointer now. Look at this bad boy. I'll show you the chart. I like what I see. I think it's ready to head right back down again. And then gold. Will it hold? Remember the charts I've been showing you in the last few videos? Gold, will it hold? Omni says yes. And we're going to buy the dips in gold for trading on the 11th. So traders, come with me again. Come to livewithoscar.com. Join me in my free trading room. One of the things I wanted to offer to you was this. Novices, I am looking for novices. If this looks like it's something that's used in technical analysis for you, then you're probably a novice. I want you. I want novices that know nothing about this market and know almost nothing about analysis to fill my last OmniCamp seat. I've got one seat open. OmniCamp is September 9th through 12th, and I'll tell you right now, if you are a novice, I can help you. That I have found in the last 10 years of running these camps that novices get fixed like that. They're not jaded with old thoughts. It's not like teaching an old dog new tricks, if you know what I mean. Now, of course, I can change the traders who've got 20 years experience, but some of them, when they leave, get caught up in their minds and try to head back to where they were. If you've got no real experience in analysis, then I can fix you from day one. And I'll tell you right now, if you've got good foundation, if you've got a really good technical analysis foundation, you can build a skyscraper off of a good foundation. Come learn your foundation from me. I've been doing this 35 years, and I've got thousands of people following me, so you know you're going to get something good. Novices, livewithoscar.com. Fill out your OmniCamp application. September 9th through 12th will be the class. With no further ado, let's go look at some charts.
I drove 29 hours from Wisconsin to come down here, drove it straight through, and on the way down I was expecting to perhaps be tired somewhere along the way because it's a long drive, and I was up essentially for probably a day and a half, but my mind was just racing all the way down. I had so many things that I wanted to learn, I had so many questions that I wanted to ask. I was so excited about being able to come down here and meet him in person, because he's just a force of nature when you see him on these videos. He's every bit as fun and informative and genuine as you might suspect, and just the whole way down I was completely engaged in wanting to be here.
I've been watching him for the last 8 months, and of course I was skeptical when I saw his flashes and all that. And then I started watching and seeing what he was doing and seeing what he was doing, and I was quite impressed by what he was putting out there. So I had to come and see it.
I came here because I saw Oscar on the internet, of course, joined the chat room, was impressed with his apparent track record, and so I bought the course to learn how to do it myself.
I was learning along the way as in the chat room, things would pop up, and I definitely recognized within a month or two that it was very, very powerful what was going on. It was very, very, there was a lot of possibility. I saw the possibility, but yet I understood within a relatively short period of time that it was very, very difficult for me to do without having the extra additional knowledge about what Oscar does. So that's why I made the decision and was very, very fortunate to be able to come out to this first Omni Camp 2.0, and I'm very, very glad that I did.
I had big expectations regarding his system, and this whole experience just blew my mind. I mean, it over-delivered expectations, for sure.
Why create mediocrity when you can imitate genius? And to me, Oscar is a genius in this business because he's studied it more, he's tested it more, he's tested it with his own money and continues to do that. What better validation could you have?
Okay, traders, the first chart I want to show you this evening is the emini S&P. And yes, we are still in this Oscarism known as the F flag. Do not fall in love with the downside because, yes, Omni's giving us a sell signal, but I think all we'll do is get to the bottom of the flag. And remember, the flag may have extended, right, when we had that little dip through it, so maybe it'll actually go to the bottom, that side of the flag. But I am not expecting big downside in our indices, short-term sell signal for trading on Thursday. Then we've got this. Gold, will it hold? Traders, remember I've been showing you this in video after video. I said neutral when we were down here, and that was a good move. It went back up. It settled inside above the red line. I think it's going to hold. You know why? Because Omni went bullish as of this afternoon, and that's why we're in tonight's video telling you to buy. Will it hold? Omni says yes. Does that mean it has to? No. Put your stops in. Omni's not always right. But Omni says it's going to hold. I have to agree with it. Another look at gold is this. Same chart, but now I've got an average on it. And look at how well it's been holding this average. Once it got into this channel, held the average really well, held it again down here, and now we're back above the channel. You got to like that, right? And if gold is going to be weak, silver drops first, usually. There's no law there. But if gold is going to be weak, you'll see it happen in silver generally first. If gold is going to be strong, you'll see it happen in silver a lot of times first. So you've seen the gold. Here's silver. Same thing, holding the line, holding the average, but silver, unlike gold, looks much better. It had a bigger rally above. It never broke the line. And if you ask me, isn't this a big pennant flag right here? Isn't that the pole? Isn't that a big flag? I think it is. So if silver looks bullish, it's probably simple to think gold is going to be bullish. Silver's trickier than gold, so gold should be going if silver looks like it's got a good signal. Then, of course, there's the exciting one. Silver one more time, the cup and handle. If you remember, I showed this to you many, many weeks ago. And I said on the weekly, we found the cup and a handle. Since then, it blew out into a bull flag. That's the very same bull flag we're looking at on the daily, only this is your weekly. Silver looking good, if you ask me. That should pull gold higher. Now, the hunt is back on, baby. Look at the crude. Let's see why. Crude oil gets above the 200-bar moving average, bounces around a little while, has a massive rally, gets back down to it, bounces around a while. When it breaks it hard. This time we rallied up, didn't get anywhere near it, and had a pretty big break day right here, and it ended down here. So I think it already fell at the average, and then there's this. Look at this beautiful channel that it was in, and no longer. Fell out of the channel on top of it. The hunt is on, baby. We are selling rallies into the crude. And let's move along. One last chart I wanted to show you because my Omniacs in the chat room asked me to display this in tonight's video. You've got soybeans here. This is a daily bar, 200 bar moving average right here. And when you get under, you stay under. Big drop. You get over, you rally up. Big rally. So it has hit and bounced out in the form of what could be actually forming an inverted head and shoulders. We are hands off for trading the soybeans on August 11th. We think best to see what it wants to do first. Don't know for sure that this is going to be a right shoulder. Let's let this jiggle around for a few days. We'll come back to it when it gives us a proper signal. So, traders, you've seen the chart. You've got my technical argument for why we are short-term only bearish in the emini S&P. Do not fall in love with the downside of your indices. If they start to tumble, we'll deal with it. For now, the charts say don't fall in love with anything that heads to the downside. The hunt back on in crude, you see the chart, right? 200 global moving average. Gold, will it hold? Omni says yes. Traders, that's what I've got for you for this evening. I would like for you to, again, come on down to livewithoscar.com. I'd like for you to come into my live trading room, fill out a free application. It takes 10 seconds. Free, we don't ask for much info, and then you make it into the chat room. I will see you there. Remember, you've got to keep your emotions at bay when you're in this game. You got to keep your emotions down because you make crazy decisions if you don't. One of the best things that you can do to help keep those emotions at bay is say this to yourselves every morning, every afternoon, every evening, and you know what that is. Stops are in. Emotions are out. Rock and roll. I'll see you all at livewithoscar.com. Futures trading is risky and can cause substantial financial loss. We do not claim or guarantee that you will profit from the information provided.